Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome to Picking Up the Pieces. Thank you for joining me. Please let me know if you're watching live or if you're watching the replay and where you're tuning in from. I'm Sam Ruth, in case we haven't met. And let's see. I'm going to start with letting you know, in case you haven't seen, about the webinar or event that I'm doing next week on this time, this place, Tuesday, 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. But I'm going to do an entire training on relief from grief and 5 steps you can take to start your healing process, have a healthy healing process, etc. So I posted about that, I believe, yesterday, and the link to register is in the comments. You definitely need to register. So I hope to see you there, since obviously everyone in this community is dealing with some sort of loss or grief. I also wanted to talk about tomorrow, which is International Widows Day. And that took me over a year to say the word widow. Like International Widows Day, Mother's Day, Father's Day, like it sounds like you're celebrating being a widow. That's not actually what it is. It is, I had to look it up because I was interested in what it's really about. And the United Nations observes this day to draw attention to the voices and experiences of widows. I like that better, right? I don't want to celebrate being a widow, never, not for a moment in my life. But I do think we could change it to understanding Widows Day or something like that. I'd love to hear your ideas as well, because it is relevant. This is about governmental things and recognizing widows more in paperwork and in I can't think of the words, but there are funds and things devoted for other people, and not necessarily, I'm going to read it so that I don't get it wrong. And I am not finding the one I found. It's to talk about the support that we need, because I'll document it later when I'm done so I don't waste anybody's time. I value your time. But it's about getting the most out of Social Security and creating new funds and new programs and things like that. So the purpose is great, right? But the name, I'm not feeling it. And I would love to know if you guys have any better ideas. Because International Understanding Widows Day, that's the best I've come up with so far. I do think there are multiple benefits of this day, and this is tomorrow, June 23rd. So it's relevant. Many of us in this group, I personally am a widow. I know many others in here are. And if you weren't aware of this day, I'm sorry for bringing it to your attention, I guess. But I do think there are benefits to this day. We have an entire community of people who get it in a way that no one else gets it, right? And there are times, as much as I love friends and family, there are times that I need one of you. I need one of the people in the club I never asked to be in to vent to, because we just get it in a way. Unless you've gone through it, you don't get it the way that we do, unfortunately. So I think it's great to draw attention to the fact that we have an entire community available to connect with and turn to, and we do not have to go through this alone. As soon as I was out of shock and functioning, I was looking for support groups, specifically widow support groups and organizations, because I knew I needed people who have walked this path to help me. So, and some of my most meaningful relationships are with people who are a year ahead of me in the journey, and who can give me guidance and help me recognize where I am, where I will be, where I was. So I just want to reiterate that you do not have to go through this alone. As women, We like to take care of things and take care of people and do things ourselves. And grieving and healing is not a journey that is meant to be taken alone. It's not the path to healing. So I think it's important to talk about letting people in. It's not easy to think about new things, new relationships, anything when you're going through a trauma or a major loss. But I do think the benefit of letting new people in is this point exactly. There are people in our lives already that know us, that have preconceived, they know us before our loss and they know us now. And so there's that comparison, there's that not judgment, but there's that happens. And if you let new people in, they only know you now. There are so many people that will love and accept you and your journey. And it doesn't have to be joining a social club. I know the world is just getting back to doing things and being out there. It can be online. It can be a very, very small type of, art. If you love art, an art class or a photography class or something where you can connect with people who have something in common with you and see if there's anyone new you can let in. I think that's another, it's not necessarily something that's talked about connected to International Widows Day, but I think the fact that we have this community and it's all new people that we wouldn't have known if we hadn't experienced this is a great way to emphasize why that's so important. We need to know we're not alone. We need to get through this with others who have been there and can give us expert advice because they've walked it, not just research and gone. My education meant nothing when I lost Jim. My years of treating people with major trauma meant nothing. What meant something was connecting with people who get it. So if you are at a point where you're trying to do it all yourself, or you're struggling and you don't want to socialize or let anyone in, I encourage you, I invite you to think about a baby goal, a baby step. Sometime, and this community is a great one. It connects with somebody in here who has something, who says something or posts something that you resonate with, and form a relationship and see how much love and support is available, not only with those you have, but with those that you haven't even met yet. So I guess that was what I really wanted to talk about today. I am thinking about changing this time again because it seems like the change of time made this worse for some people, possibly. So if you have a vote, if mornings or evenings, something, now that we're all going back to life and events and work, and maybe things are changing in your routines, maybe this time is like in the middle of things. So I would love to know your votes for morning, afternoon, evening, day, weekday, weekend, etc. And let's see if there's anything else. As always, you can reach me anytime. Thank you again, everyone, for all of your support during everything with Sassy. She's doing amazing. She gets her stitches out, I hope, on Thursday. And things are, getting back to our normal as far as functioning in this house. So I appreciate your understanding. It was taking me a little bit longer to respond and to comments and messages, but I am available always. You know how to reach me. And thank you so much. To anyone struggling tomorrow, it's my writing day. I'm available. Please reach out. If I drew attention to a day that you were unaware of, I apologize, but I would love to use it in a positive way so the world understands that our journey is not finite. There is no ending. Grief goes on. So the bouncing back and getting back to the person they knew before our loss, all of those things that don't happen, if we can bring that to light and let the world know what we go through and what we need, then I'm all for this day. So again, thank you so much, and I will see everyone next week.